Carrie.
And we are Paranormal Chicks.
Episode 55.
We're just speeding right ahead. Iceberg, right
I swear to God, Donna, I was like, full steam ahead, something.
Yeah.
Whatever they say.
Here's
Good story.
$5.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all.
So, thank you everybody for checking in on me last week. I felt the love.
I totally forgot I said that, and I was like, good God, what did we say? And then I was like, oh, like right off the bat.
Yeah. Legit, first thing out of her mouth was, Carrie sucks!
Carrie sucks. She really, really sucks.
Yeah. So thank y'all for checking in on me. I am better.
Yeah.
Better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're getting there.
Only wearing the boot part-time. Medicine's working, sort of. I think other than the fact that I'm pretty sure I just said, I think I might have pulled a muscle coughing. But I mean, here we are.
Yep.
But we have new Patreoners.
That's right. Highlight of our freaking week, y'all.
And you know who they are?
Who?
Carissa V. from Paphos, Cyprus.
Rachel A. from Kansas.
And Jackie and John S. from Leicester, Leicestershire.
Yes.
I hope we did not butcher all of those things. But those are from two different places, not here.
I know.
Which is fucking exciting.
It is. Thank y'all so much for being part of the Creepinati. You make it better. We could not do it without y'all. And we just had a live, y'all. And we can't wait till the next month. April. Well, this month. Because that's what it is now. Because we bypassed April Fools. Apparently, that was not... Like, that's our holiday, and it wasn't.
I don't feel like it's my holiday. You love it. I don't. I don't like jokes. Like pranks. I don't like pranks.
Yeah.
They give me anxiety. I don't like it. I'm cool that we missed it.
You probably were, like, channeling it to me, being like, don't think about it, don't think about it. Anyway, we have stuff planned for the next live already, so y'all don't want to miss out, because I'm telling you, well, maybe you do, because it's a shit show. But it's a good shit show, and we couldn't do it without y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to join and you want to see what's going on this month, go to patreon.com/the APC podcast.
But there are tons of ways you can support us, even if you can't do Patreon. Just remember to like, review, subscribe, all the things.
Yes.
One more thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
So this weekend, I was at my sister's house, and just like, I had to move my mom's car, so like, but I had my phone and stuff with me because we were about to leave. And move her car, I get out because I'm going into, I don't know what I'm doing. And I hear my phone make this whoop sound. And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked, and somehow I had accidentally called 911. And I was like, oh fuck, flashback to when you're a kid and like never, ever call 911 unless you really, really mean to. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh fuck, and it wasn't letting me hang up. So I don't know if it ever actually answered. Well, I immediately got a call back that was like, hey, this is Calcasieu Parish 911, like, just making sure everything's okay. And I was like, yes, I'm sorry, it was an accident. And they were like, okay, we hung up. Well, then later that night, that was like in the morning, later that night, my brother-in-law Eddie was doing something on my friend Anna's phone, and apparently there's like a new update that if you hit the home button like 3 times, it calls 911, and Anna's phone did that whoop and called 911 in case he was like, oh my God, you're calling 911, like hung up. Well, Anna got a text message that said like, this is Calcasieu Parish, like 911, is everything okay? And she had to text back like, yes, it was an accident. So I got to thinking, first of all, how many accidental 911 calls are they getting? Because I didn't even know how I did it. It wasn't until somebody else did it that my sister was like, I think it's if you hit it 3 times. Yeah,
and I think you can do it on the side, because I've done that before, too.
Well, so how many people, first of all, I don't even know what the option is, like what the function of the phone is to do it. Like, so how many accidental calls are they getting, which sucks, because that clogs up the lines.
Yeah.
But 2, if, let's say that Anna really was in danger and, like, needed something, and they were just like, hey, just checking in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, send a text message. Like, I don't know. Like, how are you going to know if they can just, like, respond to a fucking text message? Like, if they're, like, really in danger, how the fuck's she going to respond to that? And then my other thing is, that goddamn sound. Like, what the fuck? If I'm hitting the side button on my phone to call 911 like that, if that's really is how you fucking do it, then what the hell? How are you gonna make this loud noise?
Right.
Because clearly I'm trying to, like, incognito call 911.
Yeah.
So let's do this huge, like, fucking siren.
Well, they probably think that it's going to scare someone off.
Well, it's not.
I know, but I'm just thinking that's probably why they did it.
That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for the option to quickly dial, although I don't know it. But I was like, God, if you were in a bad situation, this is not, how this was handled was not good.
Yeah. I do have a podcast recommendation. It is not true crime. Karen Ladd from our group told me about it, and way late to this. Everyone, I think, listens to it, but if you don't, yeah. It's called The Moth.
I heard of it.
And it's like people, I feel like what it is, I don't know a lot because I've only done a few so far, but it's almost like open mic nights, and people get up there and, like, tell their story of whatever. I have laughed. I have cried. All kinds of stuff. So good. So good. So if you need, like, a palate cleanser, that's a good one.
Okay. I don't want to cry in my car, though.
Other than that, I think we ready. Hit us with your knowledge.
Okay. You know what's interesting? Last week, my story had your birthday in it.
Mm-hmm.
This week, the person I'm doing shares my birthday.
Oh, fuck.
Only not the same year. Okay. So we've all heard of influenza, like AKA the flu, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of affluenza?
They're affluent?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard this story, and you're going to be like, oh, fucking yeah.
Oh, God.
And it is the story of the deadly car crash caused by Ethan Couch and his defense claiming affluenza.
I don't think I've heard about this.
Okay.
All I know is the last person I know with the last name Couch is, do you know?
All I can think of is People's Couch.
Evelyn Couch from Fried Green Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah. God, how'd I womp womp? I love that movie.
Right?
So this happened on June 15th, 2013. And there was a young girl, Brianna Mitchell. She was on her way home, and she was driving her white Mercury Mountaineer, a.k.a. a Ford Explorer. And she swerved off the road, and it blew one of her tires.
Oh, fuck.
When she swerved because her tire blew, she also, like, took out a mailbox, kind of ended on... Does this sound familiar, Donna? Only you trying to dodge a deer?
No, that was hydroplaning.
Oh, okay. I'm getting your wrecks confused. I mean, you could say the same to me, but...
Yeah. My dad had to replace someone's mailbox because I took it out. Flew through the air, took it out. And I'm literally like, this isn't happening. I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna... Like, okay.
How scary, hydroplaning.
Majorly scary.
Well, after she takes out the mailbox, she kind of skids into this grassy area right at the front yard of this house on Burleson Retta Road. And so this road, it's like, picture it like because we're in Texas, picture it like a Texas highway, 2-lane. It's a paved road, but it's not lit, or unlit, I guess I should say. There's no shoulders on it. You know, it's just kind of not like country road, but it's outside of Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm. You're loving the Texas.
I am, and it's not intentional. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wanted to do a Texas one last time, so I did. But this one just happened to be Texas. Because I was like, okay, I need a lighter-hearted one, even though this one's not, hello, it's murder. Mm-hmm. But the last two have been really fucking heavy.
Yeah.
And so I Googled stupid murders. Legitimately. And one of the articles I pulled up, I almost did one, and then I was like, no, I might just tell Donna, and, well, obviously all y'all too, what it was, and then do this one, because I know this one will make Donna mad.
Oh, gosh.
The one I didn't do, though, it was a guy who I think lived in Florida, and drove, or maybe North Carolina, somewhere. Drove up to like
What?
one of the, no, it was Florida because I remember like, of course it was a Florida man, and because the thing was like, Florida man claims he could not have committed the murder because he's too fat.
Oh shit! Sir, I could not do that. I am glued to my couch. Do you see all these rappers around me? I have been busy here, sir.
It was saying he would have had to have driven 21 hours to get wherever he was going, and then have run up like 4 steps. And I mean, okay, he was not thin, but he was like 5'8" and 300 pounds. Like, he's not like
immobile.
a fucking 600-pound life. You know what I mean? Like, he is not bedridden.
Yes.
I was like, oh God, too much. Too much. Not doing that one.
No.
Brianna was, well, I don't know if it's Brianna or Brianna, but Brianna was a 24-year-old chef at this private club nearby. Mm-hmm. And so that night she was coming home from work. So where she had the accident, Holly and Eric Boyles and their 21-year-old daughter, Shelby, came out of their house to help her. Because that's where her accident was, like, right on their stuff. Like, you know, on their property.
It was their mailbox.
Yeah. Well, about that time, another car's passing by, and it's a guy named Brian Jennings. And he is a youth minister who had just gone to his son's graduation party. And he saw the accident, you know, saw that. So he pulled on the other side of the road to get out to help him. He had 2 middle school aged kids in his truck, and he said, you know, stay in the car, keep your seatbelts on, you know.
Yeah.
No, don't get out of the truck. Brianna's on the phone with her mom, telling her what happened, as everybody's kind of like, you know, looking at the damage. Eric gets his poor mailbox, and he's taking it into his garage. And when Eric is walking the mailbox to his garage, he hears this horrible crash.
Oh, God.
Just he's like, it's loud, it's horrible. A neighbor who was actually inside their house watching a movie with headphones heard the noise too.
Holy fuck.
And came outside to see, like, what the fuck. Another neighbor that was half a mile away thought that he had heard an explosion.
Oh my gosh.
And what happened was a F350, so you know how big of a fucking truck that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Is coming down Burleson Ritter Road. Dark. It's past 11 o'clock at night. It's a 2-lane road. You got a car on one side that's helping a motorist. The car on the other side that is the motorist.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to kind of figure out how to help her. Well, this F350 is doing 70 miles an hour in this 40-mile-an-hour zone. And it is hauling ass down this road, and then it goes off the road into the grass and slams into the Mountaineer.
Fuck.
And when it hits, it kills Brianna, Holly, Shelby, and Brian.
Holy Hannah.
Killed them all.
Holy shit.
The truck, the F-350, had 6 teenagers in the cab and 2 in the bed of the truck when it hit.
Oh my God.
It also hit the truck with the 2 kids buckled up inside and flipped onto a tree.
Holy shit.
When it hit the Brian Jennings, the minister's pickup, when it hit it actually moved it into the road where it made that hit a Volkswagen Beetle that was coming.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so the Mountaineer was on the side of the road, so was the minister's truck. The F-350 comes, barrels, hits Brianna's Mountaineer, kind of bounces basically into the minister's truck, spins that truck into the lanes that a Volkswagen hits, while that continues like tumbling, while the F-350 continues kind of tumbling into a tree. So immediately, there are 7 911 calls placed within 4 minutes of each other that kind of detail all the chaos. You know I didn't fucking listen to that shit. But like, so this woman is on the phone with 911 telling them like that she had just driven up to the scene. Like, it's kind of telling them everything that's unfolding. And then she like interrupts herself to say, oh, there's another child in the ditch. And the operator has to like tell her to like quit screaming. How many cars are there? And the lady's like, I can't tell. She's like, it's dark. There's kids laying in the ditches. There's kids laying in the street.
Fuck.
And that, like, in the background of the call, you can hear them moaning.
Oh, my gosh.
There's another 911 call that the man on the call is telling his son, sit down and pray. Like, do not look at basically the carnage. And the boy, like, is asking, like, who is that? You know? And then the guy's just like, oh, my God. The operator says, how many people are injured? And the guy starts counting 1, 2, 3, multiple. I don't even know how many.
Fuck.
Another call comes in, and it's a teenage boy, and he sounds drunk. And he's like, we need some ambulances. It's bad. We flipped. And the operator asks him, like, how many? And he's like, I have no idea. But his speech is really slurred. And so that's why they're like, you know, okay, well, he sounds drunk.
Yeah.
The wreckage is over like 300 feet of the road. Like,
holy
it is
shit.
Massive. One of the Tarrant County Sheriff's deputies says that it looks more like a plane crash than a car accident.
Wow.
So, Ethan was driving. He had those 7 teenagers with him. That none were wearing the seatbelts. You know, you had him and the 5 in the cab, and then you had the 2 in the bed of the truck.
Oh.
So, of course, none of them were wearing seatbelts, but they all survived.
Wow.
That were in the F-350.
Wow.
And the 2 kids that were, you know, that were the minister's kids in the car, they survived.
Good.
And the 2 people that were in the Volkswagen survived.
Gosh.
When the police finally did the blood alcohol test and all that on Ethan, it was 3 hours after the wreck.
Oh, wow.
And his blood alcohol level was 0.24.
3 hours after?
Mm-hmm. That is 3 times the legal limit of an adult.
Shit.
And he's a 16-year-old boy. I mean, most states, especially now, have zero tolerance for anybody under the legal age of drinking. But so 3 times the legal limit for an adult, 3 hours later. So there's no... and you know, because you know that you fucking sober up, like...
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'm not saying that blood alcohol is going to change whenever you're shit-faced and something bad happens and you sober up, like... But you know what I mean? Like, it's like... How shit-faced was he?
If you say he gets off from this, I am going to flip my fucking lid.
So, he also had Valium and marijuana in his system.
Are you... What? Oh, God.
So.
He needs to be on a fucking couch. That's what he needs to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let's talk a little bit about Ethan.
Okay. Motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. His parents are Fred and Tanya Couch, Abby. And they got divorced in 2006.
All right.
When they got divorced... I guess it was all so bad and ugly that there was a court-order psychological evaluation of them and Ethan.
Damn.
So the social worker would go visit Ethan, like, at both houses. So Fred had told the social worker that their marriage had been a mistake from the beginning and that Tanya had an addiction to just pills and that she had given Ethan Vicodin more than once.
What?
Mm-hmm. He said that she would always, well, not always, but she would threaten to commit suicide or die by suicide. And that she would always talk about, like, at the time, Ethan was 9 and that he was her protector.
Wow. I wonder if she was giving them to him for, like, recreational use or if she was pulling a Dee Dee Blanchard and having baby sleepy pills.
I don't know. Because, so, most nights he slept in, like, he had his own bed, but his own bed in his mom's bedroom. Of course, there's 2 sides to every story. His mom said that Fred was verbally and physically abusive to her, called her names, would like grab her and drag her by her hair.
Shit.
She said that he one time threw her into the fireplace.
Fuck.
I know. And that he would, she had a kid from a previous marriage, and that he like pushed and choked the daughter from her first marriage.
Oh my God.
And that he threatened that he was going to, quote, burn the house down. And then, so Ethan's half-sister, the sister from the previous marriage, said that she told the social worker she had seen Fred slap her mother when she was pregnant with Ethan. And then said that Fred manipulated family with money and was having all these affairs.
Wow.
The police came to their house all the time, including during one of the social worker's visits with Fred.
Whoa.
He was never arrested. Like, Fred was never arrested for any domestic violence stuff. The only time he was ever arrested was one time he punched somebody at a construction site, but he never served time for it. But so the parents had court-mandated visitation times that neither one of them followed. But most of the time he lived with his mom, and she had a quaint little ranch house, 4,000 square feet.
Oh, quaint. Quaint, I tell you.
And that was the house that they moved in when he was 3, and then like up through his parents' divorce. That was kind of the house that he knew. So the house was on 6 acres. So it's a 4,000 square foot house, 6 acres.
Quaint.
Has a pool, a playground, a barn, and a 6,000 square foot workshop in the back.
Oh my God. Quaint.
Do you know how many houses of mine this house you could fit up in that?
Right.
A lot. Okay. It was like open floor plan, had like a wet bar. Like, it was just like party central, right?
Yeah.
This house was just like amazing.
It literally sounds like on the CW or places like that where the teenagers have the run of their houses.
Yes.
And you're like, this does not happen in real life. Apparently it does.
Mm-hmm. So this pisses me off. Other than the whole story, but this is a piece that pisses me off. So Fred would come by like during the week sometimes to see Ethan, but then sometimes Ethan would go stay with him, at his dad's house. But Tanya always said that Fred didn't supervise Ethan properly, and Fred's response to that was, quote, "I'm not a mom." Fuck you, you're a fucking dad. Do you know what pisses me off more than anything in this motherfucking world is a dad that thinks that because they're the fucking dad and not the mom that they don't have to do the same shit? Mm-hmm. Because don't ever say that you're fucking babysitting your child.
Oh my God, right?
That, you want to send me over the motherfucking edge? You ain't babysitting that child.
Right?
That's your motherfucking child.
You're a parent.
Parents don't babysit. So, Ethan, because, of course, the social workers, like, followed him, checking, like, great, he's seeing how he's doing in school, all this stuff. He had pretty good grades and stuff, but when he was in kindergarten, he missed 50 days of school. When he was in second grade, he missed 40 days of school.
Holy shit.
So, the social worker in, the big report with all this was like, the parents have a very codependent relationship with Ethan. And that they're not consistent, and they have, quote, adultified, like, just made him like he's a third partner in this family, where they include him on all the adult decisions and, lifestyle and what have you. He had his own motorcycle and 4-wheeler.
What?
So Ethan went to a private school that was for kids who were really smart and all the things. But the family life was just still so fucked up. Like, the parents, like, hated each other so much, and they always put him in the middle. And so if they were, like, both at the school, they would get in these huge screaming matches in the parking lot at the school.
Wow.
Like, there was this one time, too, that they were in this huge yelling match in front of Ethan, and Ethan was in Fred's truck, and he locked the doors and was like, said I'm gonna speed away with him, and like said like he like threatened to like, be stupid.
Yeah.
Again, the police came, but nobody gets arrested or anything. They just say like, get it together,
Mm-hmm. Man, having money must be nice.
I know. Ethan's dad, Fred, by the time he was 21, he had started a company that did sheet metal for like large scale metal roofings.
Okay.
And so he, president, owner, all the things, started the company up, and that's how they had all their money.
Shit.
But it's like, it's not really, nobody really knows where he got the money to start this up. At the time he was married to this lady, she was 30, he was 21, so I don't know if like she helped, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the company grew, was a really big business that 40 people worked for him. One time in 1992, Fred was stopped for a DWI, and when he told the police officer, "I make more in a day than you will make in a year."
Oh my God.
What a fucking entitled douchebag.
Yes. Well, great. You won't have any problem paying this fucking ticket.
Exactly. So Tanya, she quit school when she was 15, got married, pregnant by 18. She's got some charges for like reckless things, like reckless driving and all.
So they're just a fucking careless bunch.
Yeah, they are. When Ethan was 13, he was driving himself to school. One of the teachers noticed and was like, Fred, like, the fuck? Fred told her that he was the best driver that she knew, and that Ethan was going to be driving himself to school. Like, so this just kind of gives you an idea of the fucking absolute absurdity of entitlement. So she's like, well, like, he can't, kind of thing. It was just like this huge argument.
Yeah.
Somehow college got brought up, and he was like, he doesn't need college anyway. He's going to take care of the family business soon. And then he basically said something to the effect of, I'll buy the school.
Oh, God.
Yes. So Fred got so in a tiff about it that he pulled him out of that, like, prestigious school and put him in homeschool.
Oh, shit.
Yes. But, of course, by the time he was 15, he was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
So I think, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but I think that he may not even have gotten his GED.
Yeah, probably not. Because there's nothing wrong with homeschool.
No.
It's just when they're absentee parents and lackadaisical.
Yes.
There's no homeschool.
Yeah. Abso-freaking-lutely. So when Ethan was a kid and he would get punished, Fred was always the disciplinarian, and he would do stuff like take a video game system away or something like that, a truck, when he was 12.
Yeah.
But Tanya would always give it back. And so, like, he just would play them off of one another, instead of, like, he just was, there were no consequences, and he didn't care, and he was entitled, and all the things. So when Ethan was 14, it was on the 4th of July, Fred found him, like, he was passed out because he was so shit-faced from rum.
Wow.
And he was not pissed off that Ethan was 14 and shit-faced and passed out drunk. He was pissed off because Ethan wouldn't be there, because they had, like, a tradition of shooting fireworks and stuff together. And he was pissed that Ethan wouldn't be there. And so he, like, had these other kids come and, like, shoot them with him.
Oh, my God. Yeah, because it wasn't that Ethan wasn't going to be there. It's that he couldn't be in that role of, I'm going to be the doting parent that, shoots off of these things.
But see, I don't even think that. I think it's that he was so selfish, he wanted him there.
Yeah.
Like, that's his buddy, not his son.
True.
So, like I said, we don't really know if he got his GED from the homeschooling thing, but he did start taking some community college classes. And he started working some for his dad's business.
By 16.
Mm-hmm. So, around this time, too, Fred builds a house. It's just a little house on 3 acres in northwest Fort Worth. It is 7,000 square feet. It has a 2-story guest house. Even a bigger workshop than the other house had. Remember, that was 6,000 square feet. At some point, Tanya moves back in.
Wait.
And in 2011, they got remarried.
Oh my gosh. Their fucking thing is Days and what is it? Days of Our Lives.
I know. So, okay. So at this point, It says January 2013. Ethan starts going and living in that Burleson house, the one, the other one, the smaller 4,000 square foot one. And so,
Quaint.
yeah, this is just it's just enough for a 16-year-old boy. He doesn't need any more than 4,000 square feet. I mean, 7,000 square feet is just too much for a 16-year-old. I mean, let's downgrade him some. So sometimes his cousin lives with him at that house, but most of the time it's him. Big house, like, it's basically empty except for like a couch, a bed, an Xbox, and a TV.
Wow.
Like, it was total 16-year-old dude house.
That's not a thing.
It is, though, apparently. So the point, quote unquote, of Ethan staying in that house was he was supposed to be getting it ready to sell. Quote.
Like, he's 16 years old. He's not going to do anything if you're not up his ass.
Well, Ethan had told some of his friends, though, that he and his dad had gotten in fights and his dad kicked him out of the house, so that's why he was living in the Burleson home. But that sometimes Fred would stop by and check on him. Again, leave him money, yada, yada, yada. Again, just a little bit of a progression up to the accident. His dad had come over one time, real early in the morning, and found all these empty beer cans in the garage and was like, what the fuck? Like, who's drinking this? And he was like, oh, it's my cousin. It was him. And the dad was like, he's fucking lying. And then he starts, like, inspecting some more, and his dad had a Firebird parked in the back of, like, old Firebird parked in the back of the house. And, like, the rule was, like, nobody fucking drives this. Nobody. Not even Ethan. And it was clear that somebody had driven it because it had been moved. And so he was like, fuck that, you're grounded. Like, your truck is mine. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
You can fucking walk to work. And so he was going to have to walk a mile, back and forth to work. Well, Tanya caved and let him borrow her truck.
Oh, my gosh.
So that truck was an F-150. And so when you're thinking about, I don't know if people have F-150, because we know we got people in fucking Cyprus shit listening. So when you think about, like, a truck here, F-150 is like a big truck. An F-250 is bigger. And an F-350 is even fucking bigger.
Huge.
It's like what someone who, like, owned a farm or some shit would have to, like, pull all their shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking huge. So he's driving his mom's F-150 in February, and the Lakeside police find him in the parking lot of a Dollar General at 1 a.m. peeing in the parking lot. And in the truck was a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, fuck.
He's 16, but she's 14. No fucking clothes on.
Oh, shit.
A can of Miller Lite. A fucking bottle of Grey Goose.
Ugh.
And, I'm sorry, at this time Ethan was 15. And so the officer's like, the fuck you doing, kid? And he's like, what's it look like I'm doing?
I hate him.
So he calls, like, Tanya from the scene, and the microphone on the officer, like, picks up some of the conversation, and it picks Tanya up saying, by the way, I didn't know you snuck out. And he's like, what do you mean I snuck out? I told you I was... And then she jumped in and was like, well, you're not going to tell your dad that after you go out drinking and doing this. And he was like, I drank one beer. She said, it doesn't matter. Okay, so here's the thing. He broke 6 laws.
Holy fuck.
But he was only given tickets for minor in consumption and minor in possession.
Wow.
And so Tanya came and picked him up, and he just fucking went on their fucking merry way. I'm not going to go into all the details of what these kids did at a fucking party. We know what kids do at a fucking party. We've all been there. They drank too much. But there was one girl that was at the party. Her name was Star. And, she talking about what all had happened and all of that. And she was saying, like, just to show what type of person Ethan is. Like, he was breaking stuff in the house just to be like, look, I can break this. It's mine. I have all this money. I can just replace it. She said that, like, he was so drunk he didn't even really know where he was. Well, okay, so poor thing. Star started her period, and she needed tampons. And so Ethan actually like looked through the house for some and was like, I couldn't find any. And so she's like, well, I'm got to go to the store. She called 2 cab companies and nobody answered. And so, of course, this is all here. This is all whatever. And so Ethan did another shot at Everclear and was like, I'll drive you. But apparently there were some kids at the party who he had just met. And so he didn't want to leave them at his house by themselves. And so he was like, everybody get in the truck.
Oh, my God.
And so...
One, just use fucking toilet paper right now, girl.
Right.
Like, come on.
So...
Like, why would you ever be like, hey, boy, I need a tampon. Do you have one in this empty fucking house?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. So...
I don't buy that. I do not buy that.
So she said that she watched, 2 of the boys get in the front seat, 2 of the boys get in the back seat, 2 got in the bed, and that the Buddy Garrett that was with him, it was one of Ethan's friends, was like, look, I've seen Ethan drive shit-faced all the time. Like, he's fine. Get in. And so she's like, so I just got in. And as soon as they got out of the driveway, she said Ethan gunned it. And that she and Garrett started yelling at him, like, to slow down, which, of course, fueled Ethan more. So he started driving, like, on the wrong side of the road. She said that she yelled at him some more. So he got back into his lane. And then he overcorrected and went to the grass. And that was just like a quarter of a mile from the house, all that happened. When they crashed, though, the truck showed that it was going as fast as potentially 74 miles an hour when the airbags deployed. And that Ethan never touched the brakes.
Whoa.
She was sitting in the back seat on Garrett's lap. And when she like regained consciousness, she was in the front seat with broken glass and blood, like, all over her.
Hold on. Also, this is why I call bullshit on the whole period thing. You would not be sitting in someone's lap if you, like, needed a tampon that bad that you're like...
Let's all get this shit back. Yeah, true. True.
Girl, please.
So, she said that she saw Ethan, like, slumped over the wheel and that she was, like, screaming his name, and no matter how loud she screamed, he never moved. He did get charged with the, thing. He got charged with 4 counts of intoxication manslaughter and 2 counts of intoxication assault. The prosecutors were seeking the maximum sentence of 20 years in prison.
Okay. He got 2.
So the family hired psychologist G. Dick Miller for the defense. And so his testimony was basically that Ethan Couch had no parental guidance. He had all this money at his disposal with no guidance, with no whatever. So he basically coined the term that he had affluenza.
What the fuck?
So he said that he was unable to link his actions with the consequences because his parents had been teaching him that wealth buys privilege. Well, it fucking does.
Well, it does. Like, it bought you dick.
Uh-huh. It bought me dick?
No. We ain't got money, so you can't buy you dick.
God dang it. That's the key? Yeah. So, they paid old Dick $15,560 for his testimony.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think you could...
Yeah, as a defense? Yeah, you always can pay experts. No, but the state pays experts too. Like, you have to...
I just didn't think it could be that much money. I don't know. Also, I don't even know this ending, but I'm already stewing over here from this whole fuck. And it's like what he's saying, the affluenza. Mm-hmm. But if this holds up, I've never heard of it before, but that's not saying much because, if it's not on Law and Order, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And, they probably didn't use that term. It was something else. Mm-hmm. So give me the street lingo on it, and then I probably know it.
Yeah, for real.
But, because, Barbara probably used it. But, isn't that his name, Barba? Never mind.
Oh,
anyway.
I was like, Barbara, your sister-in-law?
No, sorry.
Did not understand.
Sorry. Enunciation. Again, people, I suck. I suck dick.
We know.
Oh, God. Okay. I can't. I don't even know. It's like what
what he's saying is what he's doing.
Yes.
Basically, like you're saying it's affluenza, but yeah, they're fucking buying you.
Yes, but also that doesn't turn around and say, okay, these other people have underfluenza where they're underprivileged and they're, you know, in the system because their parents
were in the system.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? All of this, you don't have anyone saying that. It's like, oh, too bad, but you should have known better. So if this holds up, I'm going to be fuming.
Well.
Do I need to take a blood pressure pill? Don't tell me. Let me just take one.
So the court hearing was closed to the public.
Oh, imagine that, because people would ride against fucking Dick and Dicklets.
But Judge Boyd sentenced Ethan Couch to an unspecified lockdown rehabilitation unit at his parents' expense. Because, so he went to rehab.
Oh, okay.
And they're saying unspecified because they also didn't say how long he had to stay there.
Oh, my God.
So, originally, though, they wanted to send him to Newport Academy, which is a residential treatment center in Newport Beach, California, with costs of up to $450,000 annually.
What?
The facility is a 90-day treatment program that has horseback riding, mixed martial art, those things, mixed martial arts, M's are hard for me, massage, and cookery, interpretive dance therapy, swimming pool, basketball, and 6 acres of land.
Oh, my God. Well,
He didn't go there, though.
One, he'd be like, this sounds terrible. Only 6 acres? Like, it's so quaint.
So, okay. He was ordered to stay away from drugs, alcohol, and driving.
Sorry. Okay.
So, on February 19th, 2014, he began treatment at the North Texas State Hospital. It's a state-owned inpatient mental health facility. So, the rate for this facility is $715, but the family had to pay $1,170 because they used a sliding scale payment schedule. And that was like the maximum that they could, like, on that scale have to pay was that.
Yeah.
So, after he finished his treatment, though, he was on probation.
Are you kidding me?
There was obviously tons of backlash because, like, just a few years before that, that same judge had given another 16-year-old intoxicated driver 10 years.
Wow.
And then he sentenced another in 2004 to 20 years, telling him, quote, "The court is aware you had a sad childhood. I hope you will take advantage of the service offered to you by the Texas Youth Commission and turn your life around."
Whoa.
And that person had killed one person, not 4, and their blood alcohol level was 0.11. And
wow.
Ethan Couch's was 0.24.
Yeah. Wow.
So
honestly, the judge suffers from affluenza as well.
One of the articles that I read said that he was at the Newport, California treatment center. So that's kind of sketch. I just don't know. I don't know why one would say one and the other would say that. But they said that, like, every week Fred and Tanya would fly out first class to see their son. And after 62 days, against the advice of old Dick Miller, they pulled him out and brought him home. And their rehab bill was $90,000.
Shit. I mean, they really have done an injustice to their son, how they've raised him. But that should not get him cleared of any wrongdoing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that's ridiculous.
There were 5 lawsuits filed by the families of the 4 victims and 2 of the passengers. So the lawsuits were filed against Ethan, his parents, and because the F-350 was owned by his dad's business.
Oh, shit.
They sued the business, too.
Get it.
Eric and Marguerite Boyles, that was the husband and the daughter of the victims, Holly Boyles and Shelby Boyles, they filed suit Marla Mitchell was the mother of Brianna Mitchell. Shauna Jennings, she was the wife of the minister Brian Jennings. Mm-hmm. The parents of one of the passengers, Sergio Molina, filed. The parents of Lucas McConnell, who was a passenger in Jennings' vehicle, filed. And then the parents of Isaiah McLaughlin, who was another passenger in Jennings' vehicle, they all filed suit. They were all settled, like, we don't know anything. But, like, one of them we do know said that Sergio Molina, his medical expenses at the time were $600,000.
Holy fuck.
Because he's the one that was paralyzed from it. And, of course, the lawsuit was saying it could top up to $10 million because he needed, like, around-the-clock care.
Shit.
He had quadriplegia, I believe, from it. And so he needed help all the time. They were all settled out of court. Okay, one more thing I want to tell, though. So, in 2015, old Ethan's 18 now, right? Investigators got a claim that there was a video of him playing beer pong at a fucking party.
Oh, my God.
And it violated his parole. He's on probation for 10 years, so any alcohol consumption violates that parole.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying for fucking beer pong for him.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like, get your fucking life together, dude.
Yes. If you're gonna break your shit, it better be for, like, some high dollar, like, cognac shit. If you're, you know what I mean? Like, beer pong.
Here's the thing, though, is that he is such a fucking entitled fuck that he's just, that just happened to get fucking posted on Twitter and he got busted.
Yep.
So in December 11th, 2015, his probation officer couldn't reach him. And so they issued a warrant for his arrest. 7 days later, he and his mom were reported missing. And they started basically a fugitive hunt for him and his mom.
Holy shit.
They fled to fucking Mexico.
Oh my God.
Listen how fucking stupid they are. You know how they were found?
Oh my God, why?
So they were in Puerto Vallarta and used their motherfucking cell phone to order Domino's.
You know, because they've probably been drinking and he can't drive after he's been drinking.
He learned his lesson. So,
oh my God.
They of course were going to extradite him back. He like fought it for a little while, hung out basically in their jail there. They extradited his mom. She was arrested as soon as she landed in LA and was charged with felony of hindering the apprehension of a felon. And at first she was held on $1 million bail, but then when they transferred her back to Texas, they dropped it to $75,000. She posted bond and was released. Well, so he ended up like stopping the fight and just coming back. So he had to serve after, like when he came back and, you know, the dust settled, they made him serve 4 consecutive terms of 180 days in jail, one for each of the car crash victims. So this motherfucker violated his parole and got 2 years in jail.
Wow.
So his mom got out and, you know, on her thing, while she was on bond, she failed a drug test.
Oh my God.
With meth.
Holy shit.
I know. And she ended up having to go back for a little while. Whatever ended up happening with all that's not that clear. But I'm 90% sure she's out. And then in December 2006, his dad was arrested and got a year's probation because he like had an ID and identified himself as a peace officer.
Oh my God. And what the fuck?
Like, I don't think he served any time, but he did serve out his full year probation.
Oh my God.
Yes. So Ethan Couch got out of jail April 2nd, 2018. He is essentially on house arrest. He has to wear an ankle monitor, alcohol detection patch. He has to do drug tests randomly, 9 p.m. curfew. He can drive, but he has that video-equipped interlock ignition device thing where he has to, like, do a breathalyzer and has to prove that it's him before he can drive. And that's it. The motherfucker's out.
Well, you know, that's such a hard life for him to live. So many restrictions. Wasn't his fault.
And, like, if you just could see this little fucker's face, like,
ugh,
I just want to punch him.
Oh, my God.
And his fucking entitled fucking fuckery.
Right?
What? He's such an entitled fucking prick. He did not learn a goddamn thing.
No.
And clearly neither did his parents, because they are both just as fucking entitled.
Yes.
And he will never change. They will never change. They will all end up back in jail at some point, sometime. Or, honestly, this is terrible, but dead from a drug overdose.
Yeah. Heaven forbid if they ever lose all their money, because
I know.
they won't know how to function.
I know. I don't know how they still have any. I'm surprised that people are still using their company.
Right? All right. Picture it. You're camping, hiking, doing something outdoorsy.
No, I'm not.
I know. That's why I said picture it, because we ain't ever doing that shit.
Now, put me on a boat. Put me on the beach. I ain't even do a lake.
Oh, God, no. All right. So picture it. Act like you're Kimberly Kelly. There you go. All right. You come across a random staircase in the woods. No other structure around it. It's just there. It could either be brick, concrete. It could even be like cast iron spirals that you would see at a lighthouse. The condition can be in ruins, or it could be perfectly sturdy and look like it's brand new. What would be your next step? Would you touch it? Would you try to go up the steps? Try to reach the top? Or would you trust your gut and ignore it altogether?
Well, it depends. You buried the lead on your gut's telling you don't fucking do anything. If my gut says don't do it, I'm gonna touch it. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't climb it because, I'd topple it over, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm sure there's a weight limit.
Mm-hmm. But I definitely would touch it and be like, the fuck?
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about someone who actually has found some stairs. So this person was a search and rescue officer for the U.S. Forest Service. And when they started out telling their stories, they're like, look, I don't know if this happens in all the other SAR units, but in mine, this is what has happened. And it's kind of unspoken, but a regular occurrence. And it's like every case when they're deep into the woods, like 30 or 40 miles, they will just find a staircase in the middle of the woods.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they say it looks kind of like you just took the stairs out of your house, cut them out, and placed them by themselves in the woods. So the first time this girl, who was the SAR officer, she asked one of the superiors about it. They're like, don't worry about it. It's nothing. Whatever. Then she asked another one, and they kind of said the same thing, but didn't elaborate on it. Mm-hmm. So, like, third time, the girl is like, look, I'm going to check it out because, hello. So she's determined, I'm going to go check them out. But her ranking officer was like, don't fucking touch them. And so she's like, all right. They say, just ignore them and nothing bad's going to happen. But if you go by there, something bad might happen. So just don't do it. So then she was asking around people of her same rank, like, what the fucking deal is up with this? Well,
the fucking deal.
It's a new lingo. So one of her people were like, look, I'm going to tell you something strange. That they were in the woods, again, 30, 45 miles out in the woods, and they came across some stairs, but they were flipped upside down. So picture like you have a dollhouse. Mm-hmm. You take those stairs out and flip them upside down. So the top step is where the base would be.
Yeah. Thanks. That's what flipping it upside down means.
But like, yeah.
You were legitimately about to explain upside down to me again.
Yes, I was.
Thanks for Donna-splaining upside down to me.
So you see, they were not right side up.
Oh, they were upside down?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, like the base was at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And the top was at the base.
Yeah. So that was something completely different because obviously it wasn't normal.
Yeah.
Because it was upside down.
as opposed to just a regular staircase out in the middle of the woods.
Well, because you can say, oh, well, something might have been there.
Like
blah,
a
blah,
house
blah.
got taken out by a tornado or whatever. Yeah, no.
But, like...
These were upside down.
They were upside down.
Spoiler alert. The shit was upside down.
Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert. Y'all want to slap us right side up our head. Okay. So another story is one of our teammates was like, look, I for real witnessed this guy who, when they found these staircases, he went up and he was like, I'm going to see what's at the very top. Goes up to the top and he can touch one of the branches on a nearby tree. When he touches that, some freak accident happens and he ends up losing his hand. It's a complete clean wound.
What?
Yes. They never found his hand.
What?
And the guy nearly died from blood loss. Here's another weird event. So, a woman had touched these stairs, and this was not a SAR unit. This was not a SAR officer. This was a lady.
Just like a civilian.
Yeah.
Regular old Jane Doe.
Yeah. And she touched the stairs, and then when she touched it, she suffered an aneurysm.
Oh, God.
So, blood vessel in her brain. It exploded like a water balloon. So she stumbled down to the edge of the stairs and she gets over to a park ranger. And what she says is, I think something's wrong with me. Then she drops to the ground dead. And the ranger told the SAR officer that they will never forget the way the blood leaked into the inside of her eye just before she died.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So after this officer shared these stories, more people started chiming in about it. And it came from all over America, New England, West Virginia, New Hampshire, Montana, Detroit. And it was like everyone was like, oh my God, I didn't know this was common. I thought it was just some random weird fluke.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird now that everyone's telling their stories and it's fucking spooky. One was in rural West Virginia. I don't know why I have to pick those out.
Always rural, and it's always somewhere with a W after it.
I know. It's my cross to bear, So, rural West Virginia. And they said they weren't super deep into the forest. It was like 10 miles. And they saw some stairs, and it was like 16 steps or so. So not like super tall, but not like 2. They didn't get on them because they're like, oh, might tip over. Like, don't really know. They're like us. Probably like, oh, weight limit, don't.
Yeah.
Don't see the fine print. Don't want to chance it because I'm by myself. But they thought maybe a house had been there, like you said. Mm-hmm. So it was strange, but whatever. But then when they read the person's post, they're like, wait, that's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Because I've had the same thing. Another one from Michigan said that they were hiking and exploring, doing outdoorsy shit with their cousins and stumbled on a football field size of just clearing in these woods. And there were a few staircases, but they were not against trees. They were just standing out in the open. They said they looked like from a normal suburban home, kind of old, but that was really the only like scary thing about them. But the older cousin decided to investigate. So he walked to the stairs to see like how they were being held up, whatever. And so he's like, I cannot find a way that these are being really like supported.
Yeah.
So he was like, look, let's just go. This is kind of weird. I'm getting a bad vibe. Let's go. And he was like, and also if you're looking at it from the, like that clearing, no grass was growing next to the stairs. And so it was just like, what? Mm-hmm. And someone found some stairs in the middle of a lake. Another reason for me not to go to the lake. They were They were on a boat, like you said that you would love to be on. Father, sister, almost said Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Not them. Father, sister, and this person on a boat, kind of close to shore. And they rounded a corner and came up on a set of stairs sticking 3 to 4 feet out of the water. Nothing around at all.
That's weird.
Again, could have been like a lake house at one point or some, I don't know.
Yeah, but was this their first time ever to go to this lake?
I guess.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if it was, I mean, I don't know. Like, if they had a house nearby or whatever, and they went to this lake all the time, like, that would be like, wait, where the fuck did this stair set come from? You know?
Stair set. Then sightings were coming in from Portugal, Brazil, Germany, Norway, Philippines. So it wasn't just in the U.S. this weird occurrence was happening. And a lot of these in other countries had some graveyards that would be found nearby, just randomly in the woods by these stairs. So this one person in Norway said that they came across some staircases and they were visiting their grandparents. They went out hiking, which as a grandparent I will never do because I'll never be a grandparent.
You'll never be a parent.
Yeah, I'll never be a parent. Well, I am to Marley, okay?
Okay.
So, hiking, doing all the good, great outdoor stuff that we never do. Then they're like, oh, let's do a picnic, blah, 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 blah. Which...
Does this picnic involve chairs?
It would have to because you know what? All the ants would be coming up over on me.
All the mosquitoes. They'd find me.
Whatever. No.
The grass would be wet where I sat. My ass would be soaking wet.
Exactly. Or that hard grass that like pokes up through shit.
Apparently we hate nature.
I mean, if I'm in the air conditioning looking out at nature, it's fine.
The thing is that I would like to go on a picnic, but I just want to sit on a chair, not the ground.
Yeah. Wasn't it me and you, or was it someone else? Like, we would go to the zoo. Yeah. We used to do outdoor stuff. But by that, eat outside.
Look, I mean, I love a good patio at a restaurant.
All right, sorry. Tangent time. The things we'll do outside. Eat, sit. Yes. Preferably at the same time.
Yeah, or lay on like a raft.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. So along with the grandparents, there's nieces and nephews, and, you know, it's a big family outing. Well, they're younger, and so they're like, let's play hide and seek in the woods, because that's safe. And, I mean, have they not seen Slender Man? So they do. And so it's him and his nephew that's the first to hide. They split up because, hello, that's what you do because you don't want to get caught. And this person ran a ways into the woods, and it was kind of like thick brush over there. Well, then they found a staircase. And he said it was, you know, had moss on it, was overgrown, whatever, nothing great about it. It was made of what looked like really old concrete with the large pebbles in it. Anyway, he's like, this would be the perfect hiding spot. Which, no, it wouldn't. Because if I saw some random stairs, I'd be like, who's behind? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would automatically go there. It's like a closet. Never a good way to hide. Come on. Anyway, so squats behind it. And then he starts feeling kind of weird. So gets up, steps back, and he said he couldn't shake the feeling that he just shouldn't really be there. And he just kind of got an overwhelming sense of being unwelcomed. So he noped the fuck out of there and ran back and was like, whatever. And he said now, like, as he was typing this, it still gave him that, like, twisted, wrong feeling inside. So another person that was based in Detroit said that they climbed to the top of the staircase. They were walking through the woods to Grandma's house. But the foliage, as people would say.
Fancy.
Very thick, overgrown. So when they got up on the stairs, they saw the stairs. They didn't see it from a distance.
Yeah.
From a distance. Sorry. Love that.
That was the best version you have ever.
Take
that,
sure.
Bette Midler. You better look out.
Uh-huh. You in danger, girl.
I'm coming for you.
They said the stairs were made of loose cobblestone and mossy mess. Well, he climbs the stairs and basically there was nothing up at the top, just like crumbly steps that you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And not a great view. Well, then he's looking around, like side to side, and he sees where like all the bushes are tight, like how I said the foliage was really thick, and then some spots where the stumps of dead trees were, they kind of made like a well, because they are hollowed out now. Well, not a well. Kind of like a sunken crater look because they're hollowed out now. Well, in one of those craters, someone was there and they were looking back at him.
What?
He said he clearly saw their dark, like very slender face, and their eyes were very black and very round.
Nope.
So no sooner than they saw their face, the face was gone.
Mm-mm.
So they were like, bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Ran down the stairs, ran back towards a clearing, and got the fuck away. And someone had commented on that and said, in my part of the woods where we're from, my family says, if you see stairs in the woods, do not go near them, do not touch them, do not acknowledge them, act like they're not there at all.
But why?
I don't know. Well, we'll kind of get into it in a minute, but like, I had never heard about this.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't go on forums looking about
woodsy shit.
Yeah. Not going to do it. One person named Torkic, I guess. I mean, fun.
Twerk it good.
He was out on patrol one day and had heard about a missing person in the area. So he's like, all right, might be in the woods, kind of thick, hard to navigate. They might either be dumped there or be hiding out there. So during his patrol, he comes across 2 sets of stairs, again, remote in the forest. They lead to nowhere, and he's kind of cautious about them, but then he is like, look, I could get a really good vantage point if I climbed up here and I could see if I see anyone. The first set of stairs were made of stone, really detailed and
ornate, kind of.
Yeah. Look at you coming up in with that she word. I'm maxed out on foliage. Well, the other set was more rugged and just kind of random stone patchwork together. He climbed further and further, and then he said he encountered this stray dog randomly on one of the stairs. And
on the stairs?
Mm-hmm. And like,
how big were these stairs?
Right? I don't know. So the dog seemed kind of like stand in its territory.
Yeah.
And was like, halt, who goes there?
These are my stairs, bitch.
Mm-hmm. Like, riddle me this. You have to answer all this shit. I'm Billy Goat.
I was going to say.
So Torkic was like, what the Torkic's going on? I'm getting out the fuck here. What? I'm getting out. Oh, shit.
That made no sense. JK. I mean, obvi.
I am leaving this place. I must go now. That's what he said.
Oh, just like that, I bet, too. I must leave this place right now.
So, he got the fuck out of there. But, when he returned to the ranger station, Ranger Joe was there.
Ranger Joe.
I was wondering if you would do it. But, okay, so...
Of course I would.
Well, he learned he was fired.
What?
Mm-hmm. Because he had been missing for quite a while. As it turns out, he had left the station 5 years earlier.
What?
Mm-hmm. So they're saying that it was basically a time slip when he was on those stairs. Just reporting what I read.
So he saw the dog, and the dog was like, let me show what dog ears are like.
Yes!
What the fuck? That's fucked. That was
Right?
like a not real.
All right, so another thing, there were 2 students from Sweden. They're like, oh, let's go hiking in the forest. And their names were Axel and Isaac. They're not too far into the woods, but then they get to a clearing in a particular area. That is where they discovered the stairs. And again, they lead to nowhere. Axel was cautious, wanted to leave. However, Isaac was curious and he wanted to see just how sturdy they were. So Axel watched Isaac as he climbed the stairs, and when he reached the very top, they heard a shrill scream. So both of them completely freaked out. Isaac starts running. Axel is like, he's running, I'm running. Let's go. They catch their breath after a moment, and then Axel feels a cold hand on his shoulder. When he turns around, Isaac is super far behind him. He's not there. And they both hear that scream again. And he said, maybe it was just like a spirit lurking around there or something, because there was no one in that clearing that could do that scream, and it wasn't either of them.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have various theories, and this,
Oh,
I
God.
cannot wait to hear you talk about these. All right. So, some of these people are like, look, I think they're just part of a foundation of a house, and it's of lost settlements, usually around like the 1800s with the gold rush and stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly because the stairs are made of concrete or steel, and the houses would be rotted or have erosion because they're wood. Another one, though.
Oh, God.
Okay. Another one is all about extraterrestrial
I assumed.
people, but of the reptilian variety. And they said that they build these stairs to prey on people and feed upon them because they're out deep into the woods. So if someone's there, they're more isolated.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is, like, it's basically their trap.
Okay.
Others say that...
Wait, that's it? That's all I get to know? I don't get to know, like, so it's like a alien alligator?
like lizard people, like people who say the British royalty, like the Queen is a lizard person.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's not.
And then another popular theory is from a psychic who went on her blog and wrote all about this. She claims to have physically explored several staircases in the woods. And she said that there is a clear energy shift near the staircases. And then when she got close to them, her mind would kind of go into a state where she was just numb. Like, it would close her off. And then she said that what she believes is that they are used for alien abductions, and they're kind of like a portal to another dimension, realm, whatever. And so that's how the aliens take their people away to experiment on them. And she said that's why they are so often spotted by the search and rescue units, because they're looking for missing people that could have been abducted. And then some people say it really mirrors Jacob's ladder in the Bible, where he had a vision of stairs where the angels ascended and descended, and that it is a portal to a different realm. And they're just saying, like, using biblical stuff to try to, you know, be like, this is true because, and to say it's not only bad stuff too.
Yeah.
However, I'm saying what you're going to be like, duh. All right. So a lot of people are like, this is all just fake. Because that search and rescue officer, she posted in the Reddit no sleep category or subreddit. Sorry, I don't know the lingo.
I still don't understand Reddit.
Me either. I've read it and I don't understand it.
Right.
And so that's usually where they craft their scary stories, but it's not true.
Yeah.
But then they pretend that it's true, i.e. Slender Man.
Yeah.
But then they're saying, well, they made it up. This girl made it up. But then other people were like, no, I've really seen that. And they have pictures. But again, Slender Man was a picture too. So there's that. Like, you know, I mean, unless you have physically come in contact with them, you'll never know if they truly exist or not. And since we don't go into the woods,
they don't exist.
Yeah, we can't say if they exist or not because we'll never know. But what I say is she got it from somewhere. Mm-hmm. So maybe she really did see some stairs, and they could have been from a house that, whatever. Because, I mean, out where I live, there's used to be a house, and all that's standing is the fireplace.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Down here, just because there's not a whole lot of 2-story houses here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like tornadoes, like you said, hurricanes, all of that washes away all the other stuff. And then
all that's left is a slab. Yeah.
So it could have been that. And she was like, oh, this would be a good story. And then other people run with it. Or they actually do see the stairs themselves too. And then it's like, ooh, if I see them and they see them, it must be something sinister.
Yeah.
And whatever. So it could all just be a hoax. But my question is, if you were in the woods, would you climb the random stairs? Have you ever saw them? And, or, would you sing Stairway to Heaven?
If I saw the stairs, one, I would not climb them. Mm-hmm. Because I'd be so fucking scared I was going to fall.
Mm-hmm. Or sprain your ankle.
Again, I cannot remember your question 2.
Have you ever saw them?
Oh, absolutely not. And because they don't exist. And 3, I forgot the words to Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven? No, I don't even know it either.
Okay. What about you?
No, I would not climb them because also I would fall. Mm-hmm. And I'm scared of heights. Mm. Like I'm good like in an elevator or something. Yeah. Or like wide enough that I can walk across, whatever. But stairs, especially if they don't have a rail to hold on to.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no. I mean, honestly, let's just talk about it. I don't want to climb the stairs anyway. Like, in a real house, in a make-believe house, in anything. Elevator? Yes. Escalator? Definitely. Taking the stairs? Ugh, God. So why would I want to climb it up in?
Especially with no final destination. Well, I mean, unless you're going to die, final destination.
Yeah. You got a final destination.
Okay, so, you know what I just realized, though, when you were telling this?
Okay, what? That you don't believe it and that you think I'm stupid?
Well, I don't believe it, but I don't think you're stupid. But a lot of times, because, you know, I have really, like, vivid dreams.
Yes.
And, like, way more than one time, I'll be climbing stairs in my dream, and, like, sometimes the stairs like crumble underneath me.
Oh shit! Like Temple Run.
Yeah, like you have to like catch onto something and pull yourself up, and it's hard for me to pull myself up. Or
I mean, at least you're realistic in your dreams.
Oh, true. I mean, obviously, I know that these like I'm insightful enough to know what these dreams can mean. Like I'm chasing after something, something struggling. You know, there's a struggle ahead of me. Blah, blah, blah. But a lot of times, like the stairs won't lead to anything, or I'll have to like not jump through something. I can't explain it. It's like I'm on the stairs, but then I have to like, it kind of sometimes will morph into like a ladder, and then I have to crawl through this really tiny space. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. But it's not just like has been like a one-time dream.
Yeah.
Like those kind of situations happen, not a lot, but like enough that I'm like, holy shit, I have this dream.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, maybe that's how the person who made that story up got to it.
Yeah. And maybe it is just a metaphor to where you're climbing for something that you're not really sure what you're working towards, but you're busting your ass working towards it. And sometimes it works out, and sometimes you lose 5 years of your life and lose your job.
Exactly.
Sometimes it crumbles under your feet and you have to jump and you're still holding on, trying to reach it, but you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I see, like, the, like, Freudian thoughts behind it, like, to analyze the dream. I'm all about analyzing dreams.
Yeah.
But.
Or, I mean, you could just be playing Mario.
You could be.
But, I mean, seriously, that's interesting.
But it was like when you were saying something towards the end, I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Let me think about this.
Yeah, that's crazy. If I did see stairs, like, in the middle of nowhere, it would be, one, I wouldn't think it would be freaky. I'd just be like, ooh, that's weird. But if I saw another one later on in a different place, I'd be like, no, that means something. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. I do think that, like, if I saw one, I would not, like, inspect, but I'd be like, okay, there's probably a house there. Like, I honestly wouldn't think that much of it. Because I feel like even, like, after Hurricane Katrina, like, there were some, like, stairs leading up to slabs and stuff left, especially on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, like, when the whole house was taken. And so there were, 3 or 4 or 5 steps up to the slab. That's not uncommon. So, like, but now, like, a whole staircase, like, 13, 15 steps, now that's something different. But, so I would be like, I wonder what happened here. Where'd the house go? Kind of thing.
Right.
But,
well, and a lot of those places were in a clear spot and not, like, in the thick of woods.
Yeah, wasn't, like, overgrown with.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, it's probably not real. But it's also very interesting, though, that people take what they read and then, like, make it apply to their life, or they're just more cognizant of it. And so then they see it, and then it becomes, like, a phenomena of it.
Phenomena.
I did see that someone had wrote into a news station in North Carolina, and it was like, they have, like, a Ask Anything kind of section. And they were like, I see random stairs leading to nowhere by some road. And so they went and checked it out, and it was literally stairs leading to nowhere, but not like what they're talking about. It was more like built into the earth, but just not like completed. And it's on something that they're working on, like to do trails. Yeah. But they haven't completed it or anything. And so it was just like random, like, I want to say like Hobbit stairs. You know what I mean? Like in the earth. Oh God, I forgot. But it's just so funny, like when I was searching for this stuff, that someone thought that was odd just passing through and wrote, and then they thought it was odd enough to do a segment on it, and of course it was just a totally mundane answer. There were no reptilian aliens coming down or anything.
Of course there weren't.
But there you go. So Kimberly Kelly, if you see stairs, step away. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I mean, be careful because you might get anal probed.
I mean, unless you're into it.
Hey.
No fetish shaming here.
No.
Okay, what did we learn?
Okay, we learned that some stairs can be found upside down in the forest.
God, those fucking trickery of stairs with their upside downness.
Oh, look at that.
I don't think that's a word.
You know what I just thought about, though? Oh, I can't think of the artist, but he would do those stairs, like I feel like it's like geometric kind of things. Escher, whatever. But like, stairs really is a psychological
Oh, absolutely.
Thing, and so...
there's such deep meanings behind it.
Yeah. So maybe that's why that story's so compelling, though, because you're in the woods, you're completely isolated, and then with this whole symbolism of stairs and everything, it just gives you the creep factor on that, too. Anyway, sorry, I just thought about that. 2, I learned that I get really angry about people with their privilege. in the fact that it really is true that people who have money can spin their little web of lies and, you know, they're the storyteller, you know, but if people who have the exact opposite and they're, you know, not affluent or whatever, affluent, it's their fault.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's not his fault because his parents didn't do right because they gave him all that they could give and blah, blah, blah. But if Sally Joe...
Raphael?
If she didn't have parents or, you know, had to go to, like, government assistance stuff, it's her fault for not rising above that.
Exactly.
And whatever. And it's like that. I mean, we see that. He killed people. Killed people.
Yep.
And...
permanently injured others, both physically and emotionally.
Like, that is crazy to, oh, God. Like, just the whole family.
Well, just too, I think the issue of, like, by claiming the affluenza and saying that he shouldn't get punished for that, you're using, quote, affluenza to prove that he has affluenza and get him off, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think, too, the other hard pill to swallow was the fact that that very same judge has some... His sentencing isn't consistent.
Right.
And it really is harsher to people of lower socioeconomic status. And which is not okay.
No.
So that leads me to number 3.
Okay.
You can't fix stupid.
No, you can't. You cannot.
It doesn't matter. Look, if you like Real Housewives, Luann de Lesseps taught us, money cannot buy you class.
That's true.
And you can't fix stupid. So no matter how much money you have or don't have, just be a good person.
Yes.
Love people, help them up their stairs.
Yes.
And just don't be an asshole.
Right? I mean, those are pretty simple things, and you don't have to be affluent to...
Nobody owes you shit.
Yeah.
For anything. You are you.
You is kind. You is...
smart. And important. It's all true. But nobody owes you shit because you're smart, kind, and... well, whatever the other one was.
Yeah.
Important. You know, like...
yeah.
I don't care. I just... It's... whatever. And I think it goes across, like, the gamut of... people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, on that note...
I mean, you know how they say don't assume because it makes an ass out of you and me? Like, don't have affluenza. Because, again, ass.
Well, there's no ass in it, but... AF.
Yeah.
You a effing tool bag.
Oh, God. I'm still trying to think of, like, affluenza. Affluenza. Never heard of that.
I can't believe you've never heard that story.
Because I'm too under affluenza. I'm under fluenza. And I don't know about all the rich people's problems, apparently. It's an urban legend where I come from.
Yeah. Which that really could be, like, a cautionary tale of, like, don't drink and drive and do all these things. And he didn't get punished. Like, what the fuck? And, you know, he was 16 and, you know, would I want him to spend the next 40 years in jail when he was, you know what I mean? Well, probably if it was one of my family members. But, you know.
But if
he is a 16-year-old that fucked up.
Yeah. So,
that's what's too, I mean, we always say that, but that's what's so fucking hard about this. Because I see both sides. Like, if it was my dad who had stopped on the side of the road to help this poor girl because her tire blew and it caused her a wreck, and then some drunken fucking teenager came and slammed into them because he was doing 70, 75 and a 40. And he was 3 times the legal limit, plus had volume, plus had weed. No. I would want him to stay in jail for the rest of his fucking life.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I've been a stupid 16-year-old kid before. Mm-hmm. And wouldn't want a shitty decision to fuck up the rest of my life.
Yeah, but that's how you try not to do shitty decisions, because it will fuck up the rest of your life. You know, because if we don't, then we're all in affluenza and society is ruined.
Well, I think that we've done a better job of, because how, like with social media and phones and cameras and videos and all the stuff, it's always being taken around us, that kids are starting to realize more that what they do as a kid will impact them the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's always been something so scary for me, you know, like it's like, you know, you put yourself out there and it's like, well, shit, what's going to come up that you've forgotten about? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think we've taken care of some of that just by the nature of our society now.
Yeah.
But.
Well, and now, like, there are Uber and Lyft and all of that.
Don't do it. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
It's too dangerous, and there's too many other options now.
Yeah. Well, and it's, especially like for him, his parents wouldn't have cared if he said, hey, he probably should have been like, hey, mama, like if she needed pads or tampons or whatever, to be like, hey, mama, I need you to run blah, blah, blah up to the store. And she'd be like, oh, okay. I just want you to be cool because I'm cool, mom.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, I'm pretty sure your parents would be pissed, but they would rather come get you and do whatever than have to see you behind bars or in the grave. You know, like, y'all, seriously.
We've all made stupid decisions.
Yeah, we have been there. Trust me.
But it's not fucking worth it.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Well, that's a depressing note.
I know. Oh, God. But seriously, y'all, we just are looking out for y'all.
We love y'all.
We want to be able to hug y'all and stuff. We don't want you to haunt us.
I guess to wrap up, be safe. And because we love y'all, we want you around. So remember,
creep it real
and don't get scared.
And hey, some stairs are upside down.